Hello everyone, Monique here. Happy Tom Ford Tuesday. Let me refresh really quick because I need to be presentable and my lips are always so dry. And then it's cold today. Oh. Happy Tom Ford Tuesday, everyone. Today's video is all about the new Eye Color Quad Crème. This is in the shade Ember Bronze. Now, yes, if you saw last Tom Ford Tuesday, you saw what happened. Oh my goodness. I'm just so happy I caught it on camera when it happened. But this shade right here in particular just fell out, went everywhere. It had arrived a little puffy, so I kind of felt like something was going to happen to it. But today I'm going to share all the details. We're going to do swatches. I'm going to create a couple of looks, and we're going to do some comparisons. And of course, I've got some thoughts, so we'll talk about it. All the things. Let's hydrate and begin. Happy Tom Ford Tuesday, everyone. How are we? I hope we're doing well. I had a very hectic weekend, but a very good weekend. I did my daughter's birthday. I haven't planned a birthday. I feel like I haven't planned a birthday in a really long time. And it was like a little stressful. I had 15, 14-year-olds at an attraction that I had to contain, and yeah, parents just dropped them off, which was fine. They're old enough, you know what I mean? But it was a little stressful at, with that aspect, and then the whole reality of the fact that I have a 14-year-old now. She's going into high school. Ah. So yeah, that was my weekend. How was yours? I hope you did something fun. I hope you relaxed. I hope you remember to take 5 minutes to pamper yourself. That's what I try to do. I try to guarantee 5 minutes. All right, let's get into today's quad. Now we have another addition to the Eye Color Quad Crème family, which is, like I've said before and many times, I think this is one of Tom Ford's best formulas beside the wet dry. I said what I said. It's a beautiful formula. It's truly that cream to powder, no fallout, blends beautifully. It's a pleasure. This is a first for me though. Look what happened. The whole thing. It doesn't, okay, hold on. My daughter told me, she goes, "Mommy, that looks like the monster from Stranger Things." Now I can't unsee it. But, I don't know. Between comments from you guys and what I've seen, a lot of people actually had this issue. I don't know, because then I saw people that didn't have any issue at all. But, I do still have a little bit of product in there. We're still gonna see. So let's address this color story for the beginning of the year, the spring. This is categorized as spring, yeah? Because it's February 2024. This color story is not giving that at all. Here's Iconic Smoke. This is the one we reviewed last Tom Ford Tuesday. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. It's in our Tom Ford playlist. But I give a pass to Iconic Smoke because you can always use a smoky palette. Like, I think it's always a good time. Plus, this is a beautiful color story. I mean, neither of these are giving spring, but I can give a pass to the smoky palette. This one, I feel like it's already fall. Yeah, no, I don't know. Tell me what you think. Comment down below. But nonetheless, let's swatch it. Let's create some looks and let's see how we feel about it. Let's do live swatches, and then of course I will insert my natural lighting swatches. It's been raining every single day, but there's still natural light. I will make sure to insert as well. So let's swatch. Okay, that's a pretty color. That's a pretty color. I wish it didn't break. But it is a beautiful shade. Yeah, this is... Look at that color story. I have quads in my head already that I'm ready to pull out and do the comparisons with. Just based on this color story. But super creamy. Very smooth to the touch. This is a beautiful color story. It's practical. Do I wish we had something different? Of course! But this is Ember Bronze. Beautiful. There is no denying. There is no denying that this is a beautiful color story. Yes? I mean, this is a beautiful color story, but I know I've got some good comparisons to share with you on this color story. So I think it's just going to be about what you're looking for if you really want this creme formulation with this. And let's see the looks that we create, because you never know. So let's create a couple of looks. I'm feeling quite inspired. I feel like I can do some everyday looks. I can do some fun date night looks. We can do smoky looks. We can do soft and easy one and done looks. So I'm going to create a couple of looks. I'm going to just let my brush guide and we'll see where we end up. So I am applying my Tom Ford Emotion Proof Eye Primer. Still love her very much. I'm just going in with this Chantecaille brush. It was close. It's not intended for this, but we're going to use it for that. This does blend out great with your finger too. I do set my lids with my Westman Atelier powder. If you hear any screaming and squealing, that's my little crazy daughter. She's on a whole FaceTime call with all of her friends. Living her best life. Oh, to be young again, right? Okay, so I'm going to start off with my fluffy brush. This is Old Faithful, this Chanel brush. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you, if something were to happen to this brush, like let's say, you know, the ferrule and the, you know, everything like separates, I'm going to glue it back. I'm so attached to this brush. This is one of my first makeup brushes. It's like 20 years old. All right, so for our first look, let's go into the brown shade. Let me get nice and close so you can see how product picks up. This is a fluffy brush, natural hair. See, it picks up and we don't get kick up and fall out. That's the beautiful formula, the creme formulation. So going in with that fluffy brush, and I'm focusing on the outer eye first. And then whatever's left, bring it in the crease. And I'm intentionally just kind of being sloppy and messy. So as you can see, she is blending very easily, very nicely. This is quite an intense brown shade. It looks nice and warm in the swatch versus this one, but on the eyes, you can like, can really make it smoky if you'd like. You know what? I think I'll make this my smoky look first. Let's do that. I think that'll be fun. So we start with that shade, just blend, blend, blend. I'm just going back in just for a little bit of more product. Blending very nicely, very easily. Yes, okay. Now, same brush, let's go into the darker shade. Very lightly, this one's going to be intense. And this, I'm going to focus solely on my outer eye. Going in, picking up a little bit more product. Build up that outer eye. This is my Tom Ford number 3. This is a concealer brush, but I use it on the lids. Let's go into our Stranger Things shade. This beautiful shade. So I'm picking that up and putting that on the lid. What palette is this current Ember Bronze palette having you think of from your Tom Ford collection? Tell me. All right, so putting that just all over the lid. And let me get close so you can see. Look, no fallout. We love it. We love it. So pretty. I'm going to go back in. And even though the shade was broken, I mean, the rest of it's fine. It just looks funny. Okay. I'm just, you know, building up. Opening my eyes and looking forward so that, because I have that heavy crease right there. Sometimes if I just stick to that crease, you won't even see the color. So I look forward and just bring it up the lid shade. so we can see it on the eyes. And no fallout, not a speck. Not a speck in sight. I love it. All right. I'm going to go back into that fluffy brush. There is no product. And I'm going to use that to just blend the edge here where the two colors meet. And make sure everything is soft and nice. And there we go. And for the sake of using all of the shades to create our first look, because why not? I'm going to go into the lightest shade here, and I'm using my Tom Ford number 14. It's a pencil brush. Picking up. Let me make sure you see as I pick up so you can see the shadows. And we're going to put that on the inner corner. This is a matte shade, and that's fine. It's just I want to bring a little brightened effect to the look. Let me do a couple coats of mascara, and that's our first look. Look at how beautiful these shadows just blend and meld together and look on the lid. And again, they don't crease, no fallout, they last. So good. Very fun, a fun smoky look, but very wearable. Totally appropriate for date night, totally appropriate for when you're in this mood. Yes. Okay, let's create another look. This one, immediately I want to go complete opposite. I want to do a very soft, easy, wearable look. So I'm going to go into the lightest shade with that fluffy brush. I cleaned it off on my microfiber towel, so I'm just, let me show you, get nice and close. Swirling around, there you go. And I am going to just focus this on picking up more. Beginning portion of the lid. Really just using this to brighten up the look. I went back in just to pick up a little bit more product. This is, I love doing this for those fresh, wide-eyed, awake, soft looks that are easy for every day. And they're great in the mornings when you're like first waking up and you need to look bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, you know? Yeah. All right, so whatever is left, I'm taking it on the lid. Blending with that fluffy brush. And the great part about using a fluffy brush is it softens the intensity, but yet you're still getting the pigment because these are great eyeshadows. Okay. Same brush, same fluffy brush, very lightly. Let's go into the brown shade and just lightly blend on the outer eye. Just because this look, I want to keep it soft, lightly. Light layers until it gets to where it needs to be. Because this look is our soft, easy, everyday look. Because if you have your palette, I want you to be able to use it. I want to create looks so that you can see, hey, I have this palette. I'm going to be able to use it whenever, you know, for all types of looks. There's only 4 shades, but hey, I'm going to get my money's worth. Because Tom Ford has some of the best formulas. I really, really like them. And they're very practical colors. Very easy, real world, realistic color stories. That keep us sophisticated and feeling good. All right, so I just used that shade and blended it in the crease and on the outer eye. Very soft look. Now you could totally stop here, do your mascara, you're good to go. This kind of reminds me of like the early 2000s kind of looks that we used to do. Who remembers? I do. I used to use a white, literal white eyeshadow just all over, and then my bronzer. Boy, have we come so far. I love it. You can totally stop here, but I love doing this, especially with eyeshadows and especially with the creme formula. I'm going to go into this darkest shade with a very small brush, okay? And I'm going to create a soft little wing. So just picking up And let's do a soft, easy wing. See that? Shadows to create your wing are just so forgiving. So if you're not super steady with your hand, or you're just not comfortable with using the definer pen, you know, which is great. Double-ended lasts forever. The shadow is going to be your best bet. And the creme formulation, it's very creamy and nice and just easy to work with. So I love it. So you can go with the brush and be precise, or you can just kind of take your finger and go for that like very effortless, smudgy kind of look. But there we go, we've got another look. And I don't even do the whole eye. I just kind of go and shape the eye where I see fit. You don't have to do like the whole shebang. Yeah. All right, let's do some mascara really quick. Here are our first two looks. I feel very confident with the two extremes, so we can see the versatility that we may have with the palette. So first look is smoky, dramatique, fun, but still very wearable and appropriate for date night and all the things, whenever you're in that mood, you know? And then this look, super soft, easy for our everyday. I like the little wing. It's very soft, very easy. Shadows blend, apply, build, all of the things you want your shadows to do. These have done quite well, even with the little mishap we had with this one. Okay. All right, let's create some more looks. Emotion proof primer applied, then I set it with my Westman Atelier powder. So let's do another look. Sonia G Worker Pro. Let's go into this shade. I want to apply this just all over the lid. I'm getting close so that you can see how it performs and if it gives us any fallout. I just want to see how this would wear and apply as a one and done. I'm picking up some more product. No fallout, yes. Tom Ford does not disappoint. It was disappointing how, you know, the whole situation, but I mean, once we move beyond that, the product is performing, so it isn't all bad, yeah? So I'm opening and looking forward and just blending my edges. And what I like about the Emotion Proof Primer is it gives a little bit of a light color, so you can just bring this up to the brow bone and use it as your brow bone highlight, which is what I will be doing. So just blending my edges. I think using this as a one and done is going to be great for those days where you want a little bit more, but you don't want to do too much more. You know what I mean? Now we can totally stop here, do your mascara and go. But you know, it's me. We're going to do a little bit more. I'm going to go into that little brush again and we're going to create a wing. Create a little bit more intense wing, but not too much either. And then now I'm grabbing my Tom Ford number 12. It's like an angled smoky brush. And I'm going to use that to kind of just smoke out this dark wing. Just a little bit. Our fun little one and done with a little smoky wing. All right, let's do another look. I'm going to go into the darkest shade with my fluffy brush. Just pack that on. And I'm just going to fluff this all over my lid. I'm not going to take it all the way up to the crease and blend it in the crease. I'm just going to focus this on the lid solely. Okay, going back in. Just on the lid. Going back in, just building it nicely. Focusing on the lid. Going in, picking up more, going up just a bit so that when my eyes are open, the color is where I want it to be. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this brush off on my microfiber towel. No product, just blending. Blending, blending, blending these edges. You know, I used to be very intimidated with smoky looks because I thought that I would just look like a mess. But what I have found using Tom Ford, because it just makes it so much easier, is go slow, build it slowly so that you don't create a raccoon eye too quickly. And just take your time to perfect it. And when you start and you focus solely on the lid and don't go just everywhere, you can totally create a wearable, easy, smoky look. And just blending. Blending and building. That's the trick with a smoky eye. So I'm very content, very happy with the placement of the darkest shade. What I'm going to do now is go into the lighter of the two darkers, and this is going in the crease. This is what's going to pull the whole smokiness together. Now, while I'm doing that, I'm being sure to, you can either keep it rounded if you don't want that fully blown out smoky look. I'll do that first so you can see what it looks like. I think both look nice, but I kind of feel like when I keep it rounded and not so blown out, it's a little easier to wear. Versus I sometimes feel like when I blow it out, it feels a little like a lot more dramatic, and I feel like I really need to be glammed up to wear that. But I'm going to show you both. So see this smokiness, it's rounded and it's contained. I'm going to call it contained, right? Totally stop here. You're good. Do your mascara. Smoke out the lower lash line. Go get your drinks, live your best life. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go again into that brown shade and smoke it out. Just bring it out a little bit to add a little shape to the eye. You can totally put some tape and really, you know, clean it up and make it sharp. This kind of brings it out a little bit. This I feel is a completely different look versus when it was rounded. But both options are beautiful, yes. Okay, let's do some mascara. And we've got two more looks. You could definitely classify both of them as a little bit more dramatic, but as always, very wearable, very sophisticated. And they look like you've done way more than you actually did. All right, so I am excited for our final look. I went ahead again, emotion proof, and then set it with the powder. So let's do one more look. Let's go in with the lightest shade. Let's start there. I want to put that all over the lid, just with the fluffy brush, all over the lid. Going into the lighter brown. On the outer center, and then just blending it. Because we did a look similar to this, but I kind of want to round out the depth a little bit. I feel like this look is giving cool tone vibes. Yeah, I think so, a little bit. I'm going to go into that Sonia G Builder Worker Pro. So I'm going to pick up and tap off majority of it and just do a super light wash right on the center. Cleaned off my fluffy brush, going back into the lightest shade and a little on the beginning, Another fun look with the palette. So you can use these colors in different ways. You can be intense, you can be soft and fluffy, you can build, you can sheer out. A pleasure to work with. So here is our fifth look using Ember Bronze. I pulled some palettes. Let's compare. I feel like immediately I thought of Honeymoon. and Body Heat. I feel like immediately, I mean, mainly because of this shade here, but let's see. They're not exactly the same. Okay, tones are a bit different, finishes are different, but the color story is along the lines of. So that's Body Heat and Ember Bronze. Okay, Ember Bronze and Honeymoon. Another one I thought of when I saw this color story. Ember Bronze is Crème, Honeymoon is Wet Dry. We're along the same lines with the color story, you know, but different finishes, different tones, but there's some similarities. I pulled Tiger Eye. This is a creme formulation, and I want to compare it to Ember Bronze. Here they are side by side. Tiger Eye she's in a category all her own, but it's the same creme formulation. I love doing these comparisons because it's like, I get to investigate. I get to see if I can find a treasure. Cognac Rose was another one I immediately thought of when I saw Ember Bronze's color story. Wet Dry versus the creme. So here is Cognac Rose in comparison to Ember Bronze. Similar color story, yes, but different. Burnished Umber and Ember Bronze. Burnished Umber, Cognac Rose, Tiger Eye, which looks so out of place, but I promise it's there. Honeymoon, Body Heat, and Ember Bronze. All right, we created 5 looks. We did comparisons, all of the things. Let's talk about it. So, Ember Bronze. I think it's a nice addition to the creme formulation family. As you know, this is a newer category for Tom Ford Quads, and I like that they're slowly building on to that collection. Just like the Wet Dry has a ton of different colors, and the regular one has a ton of different colors, and then the Extreme formulation, which I feel they do a lot of limited editions with the Extreme formula. But it's nice that they're building on to the creme formulation, and Ember Bronze is a beautiful addition. Do we have colors in our collection like Ember Bronze? Yes, we do. Oh, yes, we do. I think of all of the creme formulation, this is probably the one that we have the most similar to. I feel if you have Honeymoon and Body Heat, I feel they're like a lighter variation. Honeymoon and Body Heat and Ember Bronze. You can see Ember Bronze, it's a little richer, a little deeper, a little bit more to Honeymoon and Body Heat. Not saying that they're identical, but the color stories are similar enough. But you're getting a lot more depth and warmth and smoky vibes and stronger, intense, dramatic looks. You're definitely going to be able to create that with Ember Bronze. And in comparison to all the other ones too, I feel like all the other ones, these are all very similar, but they have their own uniqueness. Different finishes, different tones, but they're all along the lines of the same color family. So if you have a lot of these, you really don't need this, but the formula is beautiful. Maybe go in store and check your palette before you buy it to try to avoid this from happening too. Because again, I saw a lot of people have the issue with this shade in particular, but it's a beautiful shade nonetheless. It's strong, it's vibrant, it's beautiful, it looks great, it works great. I was able to work with it with no problem. The quality is there. Minus that little mishap, the quality of the actual creme formulation shadows in Ember Bronze is there. Definitely want to hear what you think, so comment down below. Let me know what you think of our looks today and all of the things. Happy Tom Ford Tuesday, everyone. Don't forget to give today's video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Stay beautiful, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.